And now, Bottom Split Theatre.
Good evening and welcome to Bottom Split Theater. I'm your host, Michael Derby. With me as always, Alex Albert. How are we doing tonight, Alex?
I'm doing very well.
Good to hear. Tonight we're in the iRacing Street Stock Series rookie race. We're at USA International Speedway in Lakeland, California. We got a 40-lap race, and it looks like the drivers are gridding up right now. Let's go ahead and get that grid. Go ahead, Alex.
All right, so starting on pole, the 13 car, Ricky Barbary. Second will be Jeffrey Farrugia. Number 2 car, Chuck Donovan, started in the 3 position with Anthony Bertoy starting beside him. Jeremy Youngs in the 5th position and Nick Loins 6th. The 5 car, Jordan Sears starting 7th with the 14 of Dalton Buckley beside him. Clinus LaBeouf starting in the 9th position with Fabio Sampio. In the 11th position, we have the 1 car of Colby White with James Kilbourne starting beside him in the 12th position. And filling out the final row of our grid is Stephen Harlan and Tyler V. Davis. So those last 4 cars did not qualify. Be interesting to see if they can move through the field.
Will indeed. Who are you looking at keeping your eye on this evening?
I think I'm going to go with our pole sitter, Ricky Barbary. I think that even though he has the next to highest car number in the field, I really do expect big things out of him, and I think he's going to see some big I-rating gains tonight.
I'm going to keep my eye on the, I'm not sure what number he is. I'm sorry, the number 11 of Clinus LaBeouf. I think that we're going to see how he can do coming from towards the back of the grid. I'm not sure what just happened there. Like a car drove through another car. That was strange.
Yeah, the 5 somehow drove through the inside row. Our pole sitter was a little slow on the go. He's now caught up to the pace car.
Yeah, it looked like we had quite a few drivers have a little bit of a concertina effect there. But there is our pole sitter, Ricky Barbary. Looks like they're getting the 1 to go this time around. Pit car should be coming down pit lane here in just a moment.
The 5 has a ping of 2,125 currently, and he's ahead of the pace car there in turn 2. Every now and then I catch a glimpse of him. Last I saw it looked like he was slowing down.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. Maybe he will get disqualified if he starts ahead of the pace car?
I would think so. I still don't see him.
Well, they've got the green flag, and they're off. Looks like we've got the number 4 of Chuck Donovan. I'm sorry. My order is wrong here. There we go. All right, we've got the number 13 of Ricky Barbary out in the front here, closely followed by Anthony Bertotti. Oh, we do have a wreck back there, the number.
Yeah, the 11 car, I believe that was. Oh, and we continue to have cars spinning.
Let's catch a quick replay of that. The 11 blinked a little bit, but let's see what happens going into this turn. Oh, got run into by the number 14.
Yeah, that was a pretty good punt the 14 put on there.
Oh, and then he got hit by the 4.
Buckley.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. The 4 car purposefully not pitting and then starting with a good distance behind the field, just trying to finish clean, got caught up in that mess.
That is unfortunate. All right, it looks like our leader has pulled out a 2-second gap already. Looks like he's just going to drive away from the field here. The second position, Jeffrey Ferrugia in the number 9 car, he and Nick Loynes in the 8 car are real close to each other. They've got about a 2/10 gap.
It is quite a close battle there we have with the 8 car looking on. Keeping close chase, working there on the backstretch.
And it looks like the number 11 of Clinus LaBeouf and the number 4 and the number 14 are all in a pack here. Or
Let's see
I read that wrong. Yeah, they are a little close.
I see the 5 car going down pit road again. I can only imagine that must have been for a penalty.
Looks like he's taking tires. We'll keep an eye on that.
Well, this is a 40-lap race. We are already 5 laps in, so you know, maybe he feels like those tires are just worn out, and he'll be better served by fitting a fresh set.
We'll see about that. I think he may have taken some damage. Looks like he's going to be on pit lane for... Oh, maybe they've just retired. All right, our leader is still Ricky Barbary. We've got about a 2.5 second gap. Oh, we've got a small wreck here. What just happened? Let's get a quick replay there.
Oh, yeah.
The number 9 gets up into the 14, gets a little squirrely.
Oh, no, I believe, yeah. That was a tough one. Yeah, I guess he just wasn't quite clear there.
Yep, and the 14, oh, they just got into each other. And it looks like the 8 has gotten clear and is moved into second position.
Yeah, the 8 car of Nick Loynes, the very good run tonight. Well, only about 3.5 seconds back of our leader.
We've got our eye on the number 4 car. Looks like the number 2 just made a pass on him. Chuck Donovan in the number 2 and James Kilburn in the number 4.
So the 5 cars back, they're on track. Just got a little bump by the 9. Ooh, now the 5's into the outside wall. The 9 gave him a little bump on the corner entry. He's able to continue on.
And we'll jump back to the closest race on track right now, the number 2.
Oh, the 14 is backwards.
Oh. We saw that as the number 2 went by him, and it looks like the number 4 has regained that position there.
And the 13 was able to get by without incident. Nice veteran move there by Ricky Barbary, a veteran of the Street Stock Rookie Series. Of course, who am I kidding? This isn't anyone's first race here. All these guys are veterans.
Yeah, it looks like they've been at this for a little while now. A lot of them appear to have had a good bit of experience in the trenches. All right, we got our eye on the number 4 of James Kilburn. He and Chuck Donovan are still the closest race on track right now.
And a couple of the fastest cars.
That's right. Well, Ricky Barbary and Nick Loynes are still the class of the field right now at the front. It does look like that Nick Loynes has maintained that gap to about 2 seconds. He might be pulling in on Ricky Barbary right now.
Yeah, I think... Oh! The 9 car just took an interesting line down the front stretch.
Okay, and looks like most of the field is gapped out pretty equally. We got about, well, let's see, 2.5 seconds to the leader, 8 seconds to second place, another 2 seconds. Yeah, we're got some even gaps here.
The 5 car was just able to get a position on Fabio. Fabio was on pit road. It seems like Fabio may have retired now.
Yeah, I think he and Dalton Buckley are the, well, I'm sorry, Dalton Buckley and Jeremy Youngs look like the 3 retirements so far.
Yeah, Chuck Donovan putting a move on the 4-car here down into turn 1. Oh, the 4-car rallies strong back on the outside. James Kilburn not ready to give up just yet. Gives plenty of room down to the bottom here. Chuck continuing to work tightly on the bottom line. Chuck is racing for Christ. So nice line there, Chuck, holding a very pretty wheel. Oh, but the 4-car got a great run from the center of the corner off. All the way up there to his bumper. I'm not sure that the 4-car is going to be able to make it work around the outside.
It's going to be a tall order. This track is not so rewarding on the top line.
Yeah, you can definitely run too wide here, but the preferred groove is always the bottom.
There are some tracks where you can make that top line work. You can get that, momentum coming off the end in the corner there.
Yeah, I think this track's just a little bit too big for that. As our leader approaches this battle, the 4-car starting to lose a little ground to Chuck.
He has lost another 0.6 of a second, but staying within 3 seconds. Ricky
approaching the halfway point of this race.
Ricky has pulled out a sub 25 second lap there, with his best lap being a 24.6. I think he does have the fast lap. He does indeed, a 24.655.
Ricky is setting quite the blistering pace with, this being the 20th lap, and he has already over a 20-second lead on both of these cars. So Ricky's, over a second a lap faster on average. So Clylis LaBeouf just made another position on the track. Oh, we have a car stopped on the backstretch. Oh, they've towed.
Good. I'm glad they've gotten out of the way. Keep everything safe.
That was Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Ferrugia.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks
All
like,
right, so it seems like our leader's kind of stalled out here. I expected him to go around by now.
But that has given Nick Loynes a bit of a time, a couple of tenths to catch up there.
Yeah, Nick was the faster of the 2 cars last lap. Both 1 and 2 have about 3 to 4 tenths per lap in hand over the field. Maybe Nick's just saving his tires here with 17 to go.
We've got our eye on Clynis LaBeouf and Chuck Donovan. Chuck seems to have run Clynis down pretty quickly. He's got a 2/10 gap. He might be making a move on the inside here. He's going to go way down on the apron. See if he can get all the way around. It looks like Clynis is going to have a bit of position, but Chuck's going to be able to toss it down the inside there.
I think that the 11 car, the 11 car slides up the track here, opening the door for the 2. The 2 is very disciplined running that yellow line.
He does seem to go right down on it. Ooh. 11 dives deep into that corner, but the 2 has plenty of space ahead, so he's able to keep the position.
A few more good runs like this, and the 2 car won't be in the bottom split any longer.
He's working hard to get out of here. The gap to our leader is still over 2 seconds, about 2.1 seconds now. So he's Nick Loynes in the 8 car is running pretty quickly. When he's appearing on track, he seems to have disappeared. Oh, there he is. The number 8 out on the Michigan.
He must be Upper Peninsula. UP. Yep. Nick, though, now under 2 seconds. The gap to the leader. The 11 cars trying to keep pace with the 2. The 4 was not able to whenever the 2 went by. Speaking of disappearing acts, the next car on track that this group will be catching is the 5 car of Jordan Sierra. And he is the car that had the 2100 ping at the start of the race.
Ricky just tried to get around Clinus LaBeouf and it got into the side of him and had a little bit of a tank slapper there. I think he is going to go ahead and let's see if he can get around him here on the inside. He's being real cautious this time. But I think the 11 is going to hold his line up at the top there and let the 13 not let him go by, but he's going to get by.
Yeah, and this has really allowed second place to close down. We'll see if the 11 fights with second or if he just lets him go. All right, there. The 11 gets a little loose. Can the 8 get by without any problem? Yes, he does.
And it does look like he's kept that gap down below a second, so he's going to see if he can make a move here.
I expect that Clinus will be sending or will be receiving a Christmas card from Nick this year. He gave him the gift of the night right there. Racing so hard with the leader. We're hearing a little bit of chatter out of the Buckley pit.
Is he I bet, unhappy?
Yeah, Buckley sounds unhappy with one of the other drivers. It's I guess if it was closed caption, it would say unintelligible. So the 11 almost got in the wall there. It looked like he slowed down, was able to keep it out of the wall, but the 4 car now, with under 10 to go, is continuing to work the outside, trying to make up another position. While we see first and second battle up ahead.
Yes, Nick has pulled that gap down to under half a second. So he's pushing hard. He's running about 0.3 a lap faster.
Yeah, Chuck's just checked out. It's good to see the 5 pull up out of the way here. Let the leaders go by.
He knows where he is. He's 5 laps down. He's not going to get back into this race. He's just out there to get some laps in.
Oh, the 4 car with a good run all the way to the bumper of the 11 there off the corner. Oh, and he gives the 11 another shot down into turn 3. The 11 keeps it underneath him, though, as we see 2 great battles going on at the same time here. Ooh, as the 8 gets a good drive from the center off, closing the gap to our leader. All right, it's going to be 5 to go this time. Those drivers can see the flagman's open hand, 5 fingers signaling 5 to go.
13 just got a little loose going into, I'm not sure if he clipped the wall a little bit, but he's lost a good bit of speed, and the number 8 is going to go ahead and make a move down the inside here.
Right. And the 8 had a great run from the center of the corner off here.
13 goes down into the inside line and blocks him off.
I'm not sure he's going to be able to hold him off here forever.
I'd be remiss if, oh, it looks like
much more.
It looks like the 11 and 4 are going back and forth back here. Let's look at them real quick.
Oh yeah, and the 8 car just lost some traction trying to get the drive off the corner, while the 4 pulls away from the 11, closes that door, and the leader crossed the line for 3 to go, opening up that gap over second. Little ways back on the track here, we have the lap traffic of the 5 car blinking out.
He seems to
The
have...
4 and the 11 is probably our best battle to bring us to the... Oh no, let's see. James Kilborn also... Well, yeah, this is the same battle. Yes.
This is the
Yep.
4 and the 11. It does look like that Ricky has stretched that gap out to almost a second now. We'll keep our eye on the 4 and the 11. They're very close to each other.
All right, white flag in the air for your leader, Ricky Barbary. The lucky number 13.
Looks like he is going to drive away with it.
This is the last time through 3 and 4. Is he going to be able to get it pointed off the corner and towards the line? He is. Rack up another win for Ricky Barbary. Followed closely by Nick Loins. And then
the number 7 of Anthony Bertodi comes in third. It looks like the number 2 of Chuck Donovan is here in fourth, and James Kilburn was able to hold off Clinus LaBeouf for fifth position. Clinus finishing in sixth there.
Wow, so we saw some great racing again tonight.
We did indeed. It was good to see a couple of close races throughout the whole entirety of the race.
Yeah, sometimes in these races where just one guy runs away, but tonight we had 2 battles for position coming all the way down to the wire, and that's great, and that's what I know we love to see, and I'm sure the fans at home as well.
Yeah, everybody just wants to see a good race.
And that's what you can see here on Bottom Split Theater on the Huge Ass Broadcasting channel.
All right, we're going to go take a little break here. We'll be back in just a few minutes with you for another race. I think we're going to be doing dirt street stocks. Is that correct?
Yes, and with the magic of the internet, they're going to get this USA International Speedway covered in dirt for us and be ready for racing in just about 5 minutes. So see you then.
Be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Here for round 2 of Bottom Split Theater. We've got the Dirt Car Racing Street Stock Series here at Lanier National Speedway. Got a 20-lap race for you. Let's go ahead and bring Alex Albert back in with us. You ready for this one, Alex? I think you may be muted, Alex. All right. While we're waiting for him to come back, let's go ahead and take a look at the grid. Starting on pole, we've got Jerry Waite. In second position, we've got Isaac Lockhart. Third, we've got Chris Dunn. Starting in fourth position, we have Gerald Jones. Jason Ferguson will be starting in fifth. In sixth will be Jacob Monson. Brian Tallman in seventh. Miguel Rizzo in eighth. Robert Pigeon in ninth. Colin Phillip in 10th. Joshua Cully in 11th, and Brandon Culp will be in 12th, bringing out the back of the field. We should be starting to pull away right now. Okay, drivers are heading out right now. Keep an eye on our pole sitter here.
Got our eyes on the pole sitter here?
We do. We have our eyes on the pole sitter right now.
All right, so it's going to be one more to go here. We'll see this Chevrolet pace truck pull off. There it is. Green flag will be coming out. And here we go. We're away.
All right, the number 10 of Jerry Waite takes it out in the front there.
Ooh, getting a little wiggle by the 11 with a good run around the outside.
Looks like he's heading out to the lead with the number 3 right inside of him.
You gotta enjoy this 3-wide racing early in the... Oh, and the 3 and the 10 make slight contact. The 10 down to the inside wall, able to continue on. Now side by side with the 4. The 12 and the 2 looking on.
Right, your leader, the number 11 of Chris Dunn. He's got about just about a second gap on the number 3 of Isaac Lockhart there. Behind him, Jerry Waite in the number 10. Looks like he's been able to get things straightened back out and get back online. The number 2 of Gerald Jones looks like he just is trying to squeeze by the number 4 there. He's going a little wide, little... Ooh, there we go. Let's see if he can make that pass finish. Looks like the number 4 is using that outside line to the best of his advantage.
Yeah, as the 4 is trying to find a way around the 2-car Gerald Jones. As we see one car on pit road here. The 5-car, Colin Phillip.
Looks like he's coming back out right now. It also looks like the number 9 of Jason Ferguson has come in for a pit stop and is back out on track and into the wall. Let's keep our eye on...
Maybe he's really struggling with looks like he's struggling with the handling tonight. The 11, though, continuing to extend his lead.
Looks like from 3rd position back to 6th position, they're all within about 2 seconds. The number 10 of Jerry Waite, the number 2 of Gerald Jones, and the number 4 of Brian Tallman. and the number 12 of Jacob Monson. They're all right within each other's grasp there.
Yeah, we see the battle for 4th and 5th is really heating up. 2 and the 4. Oh, and the 4 slides way up high here. Able to keep the momentum. So now, as we can see, I hear crashing noises. The 3 and the 11, who was our leader.
Let's get an instant replay on that. Looks like the 11. Well, let's not really sure. We'll keep an eye on it.
The 9 got.
Oh, yep. And I just heard an engine pop. So it looks like the number 10 has gotten back out to the front here, as another driver is crawling along with a broken engine, it looks like. Oh, the number 2 is going to make that pass on the inside and go ahead and take the lead, as the number 10 and the number 4 collide, and the 10 gets the worst of that one. The number 3 is still limping along. It looks like he's got some significant damage, but he's going to continue on, so we only have 8 laps to go. The 2 and the 4 are sliding, not side by side, but right back in front of each other.
Oh man, now the 10's on pit road. It's been very eventful. Seems like you want to be anywhere but the lead. So as we see now, leading is the 2 car, still closely followed by the 4, Brian Tallman. Oh, Brian in the 4 gives the Gerald in the 2 a little bump.
Did he hit him? It looked like he slid right under him.
I think he gave him a little bump and loosened him up there, but the 2 car with a very strong drive off the bottom.
Let's see if we can get
and here comes the 4 again, another little light tap. Oh, and the 2 gets into the 1. Spins the 1 around into the inside barrier. 2 continues the 1.
And the 4 is right behind him, 0.3 of a second behind.
This is turning out to be a great battle. And it has been from the start. It started out for about 6th position. Now it's for the lead.
Indeed, these guys were just patient enough to make it through the carnage and get their cars towards the end of the race. We got 2 to go. We should be coming to the white flag this time.
These guys have almost lapped the rest of the field. 3rd place is just up ahead. Use the next car. If this was a 25-lap race, they might get him.
Well, they might indeed. There, everybody's turning in 17s.
Here we go. Checkered flag in the air. Gerald Jones is our winner. Brian Tallman gave him a great race, but came up just a little short tonight. Rounding out our podium, Joshua Culley. So congratulations to the podium. Great race.
All right, we got those results up on screen right now. Gerald Jones is your winner. Brian Tallman in 2nd. Joshua Culley in 3rd. Jacob Munson in 4th. 5th place, Robert Pigeon. Miguel Rizzo, he's in 6th. Chris Dunn in 7th. 8th is Colin Phillip. 9th, Jerry Waite. Isaac Lockhart in 10th. Brandon Culp in 11th. And rounding out the field will be Jason Ferguson. We're going to take another short break, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes. All right, welcome back for the third race in Bottom Split Theater. We're bringing you the Global MX5 Cup at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Roval. We got a 10-lap race for you. Joining me in the booth, Alex Albert, and with us now is Thomas Ellison. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Doing very well.
Good evening, chaps. Looking forward to an excellent race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
All right, let's go ahead and go through the grid. You want to go ahead and do that, Alex?
Sure. So far, this is our provisional grid. We have Leandro Aragon sitting on the pole with a 123.3. Jorge Sid with a 124.2. In third, Patrick Asher with a 125.5. In fourth, Kevin Toller with a 126.6. Steven Strassman with a 127.7. David Geddes. And do you see the theme here? A 128.2. And then Evan Brum with a 152.3 in seventh place. Not setting a lap, Dalton Buckley and Jose Medina 2, as well as Joe Beno. Dalton Buckley, who we saw earlier tonight, I hope he made it here in time. It looks like his car made it. Hopefully the driver made it from the first race of the night. Not seeing him as checked in with the stewards yet, so looks like Dalton might miss the start.
Yeah, we're seeing both Buckley and Medina not signed on yet, so I don't think they'll be allowed to take the grid at the time. Maybe there'll be a late start from the pit lane. But yes, Aragon on pole from Brazil, ping of 200, so that should be fun for the rest of the traveling pack. And it looks like we're gridding up now, getting ready to take the green. And I foresee an issue into turn one here. This is a tricky turn one.
Oh, and the engines are loud.
Jorge Sid, have we...
The
Bolster taking an interesting line off the starting grid there, but he blends back in to third center's contact immediately. Oh dear. No, this has not gone well at all.
Our leaders, Leandro and Patrick Asher, make contact. The 7 car of Jorge Sid is able to slip away to a big lead.
Patrick takes further contact there from Leandro. It's not gone well at all.
So Jorge Sid, our leader, second place, Steven Strassman from Germany.
And I'm seeing in the pit car radio, Leandro is not happy with Stefan there in the first corner, directing a fairly strong invective towards him. Clearly not happy with the conduct coming off the line. But I kind of think he brought it upon himself. If you watch Leandro at the start there, he took a fairly abrupt turn to the left coming off the line. I think his wheel may not have been centered.
I think that's exactly what I wanted to say. I think that he didn't have his wheel straight. I noticed at the end of qualifying, he did a little half spin. I think his wheel was one turn off. When they dropped the flag, it caught him off guard, and, well, you saw the rest.
It's a mistake that we've all made at some point. These guys are still learning the ropes of this, and I think once you've done it, you'll always be reminded to make sure you avoid it going forward. Jorge Sid out front here.
Speaking of which, the stream is running. So Evan Brom in third with an impressive move here into second. We weren't quite sure what to think of Evan's pace here. He was much slower than the others in qualifying, but it seems he has no problems here in the race. So we see the one car come fighting back. This isn't really known as a passing zone into that corner.
Yeah, really focusing here on the battle for second between Brum and Strassman.
The 9 car gets
the 9 car gets awfully close there.
Ooh, and then
Strassman just avoiding the fence on the exit of the corner there. It looks like he may have some handling problems. It looks like he's taken a little bit of damage on the right front corner there. Maybe he nudged the wall exiting turn 1.
That fence is dangerous.
His race. That is a dangerous fence.
I'm glad he was able to avoid it.
Yeah, I think he's down on power here. He's falling back rapidly from the cars ahead.
Joe Beno, who we believe is on his second car of the weekend after we saw him roll one in qualifying.
He's
with
not
a
hanging around,
No, he's not. Making a strong move with the draft. Down here to turn 1. Evan able to hold on, under braking. Oh, Joe slips through. Evan patiently gives the position as the one car of Steven also makes his way past.
That was careful driving there from Evan, I think.
Does he have hardware issues? He went from right on the pace to apparently not able to get full.
And no, that's bad.
I wonder if he's having controller issues. And
yeah, David Geddes there, unfortunately being caught up in Evan's accident. He seemed to lose control there through turn 3 and wasn't able to quite gather it up again.
Oh, and it looks like the 6 car is broke. He, oh, well, no, now he's going to try to drive away.
That car's not looking happy, though. There's a lot of damage on the left front corner. That will impact his ability to steer quite substantially.
So I would expect the 8 and the 6 to take a trip on pit road for a fast repair.
Remember, there is one fast repair available to these characters in this series, so I think they should be availing themselves of that. There's still a chance for a good finish here, given the attrition we've seen so far throughout the field. So catching up with our leader here, still Jorge Cid out in front. He has a gap of about seconds.
I believe Jorge, we saw him on a previous episode. I recognize that name.
Certainly a name that's familiar. This kid's really making a name for himself in the lower leagues, looking to climb up the ladder towards iRacing superstardom.
Yeah, Jorge, and showing, I believe he was one of the stars of our Lime Rock race. Maybe I'm wrong, but definitely showing he's a star tonight with a 10-second and growing lead, almost out to 12 seconds now over Joe Benno. Joe Benno also working here onto the oval. I think you were right, though. The one car is showing some damage, and it does appear to affect his pace.
Yeah, his lap times, they're reducing now. His last was 1:26, which is comparable to the cars ahead. A couple of seconds off the pace. I'm just keeping an eye on Evan Brum here, who has elected not to take his fast repair. He's continuing on with that damage that we're seeing. But I'm not sure if his pedals are entirely accurately calibrated. What we refer to as the Barrett phenomenon here at iRacing. And he doesn't appear to be getting any sort of consistent input from the pedals
or the wheel. I wonder if he's got that feel that he's looking for. You know, that the one that you can't describe with words, but only you know.
It's you only really know it if you've driven a Corvette on underinflated tires, which for those of us who are unlucky enough to not have done that, we're difficult to say. But Evan Brum here, coming across the line, he's going to set a 1:30, so he's running about 7 seconds off the pace of the leader here, but soldering on. David Geddes, who's been into the pits, car number 6, he's now exiting, having taken his fast repair with a shiny new purple car. I think he's taking a full tank load of fuel there as well. I think that should definitely see him through to the end of the race. What do you think, Alex?
I would hope so. Yeah, it looks like he was in the pit road. David Geddes, for 2 minutes he was in the pit lane, although his last stop was only for 1.3 seconds.
I mean, it's a good opportunity to give the mechanics a chance to look at the car, assess any damage. They don't want to send an unsafe car back onto the racetrack, leads them open to all sorts of penalties from the FIA.
And that's a lesson you need to learn early in your career, and this is just the place to do it.
Yeah, this is a safe racetrack. This is a lot of space, and not too much of a penalty if you make an error.
Some of the other cars that we've seen on pit road today are our pole sitter, Leandro Aragon. He stayed stopped for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I believe that must have involved a tow.
We've had Joe Benno. Joe Benno has gone wide in turn 1. I think he missed turn in and continued on the oval. Now he's had to stop and reverse back onto the track with car number 9. And that will probably have left him, has lost him second place. Yes, Stefan Strasserman into second place now. Drama throughout the field.
Do you hear any chatter on the radio? Is he having brake issues?
He's been quiet on the radio so far, but if I just go back and have a look at the replay here, yeah,
Or did he just
he
get on the
definitely
pedal late?
overhooked. He was on the pedal late, I think, and just missed the turn completely and had to reverse back onto the racing line to do the race.
I'm sure the stewards will have a chat with him about that.
It's been escalated to Charlie. We'll see what he thinks. But back live now, we see Stefan Strasserman in second now. He has a handy lead over Joe Benno, who's about, I can't tell, looks to be about 5 seconds back.
Yes. Four and a little change.
4 and a bit. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how Joe reacts to that mistake. He definitely had the pace to keep ahead of Stefan before the incident, so he should be able to chase him down here.
I think, and more crucially, Joe doesn't have that damaged bodywork. So at this circuit, such a large amount of the lap is full throttle on the oval. I really... Oh, and Benno...
Wide again there. He's struggling with his braking line into turn 1 there. I mean, it can be difficult to count braking markers into a braking zone. And they all look the same.
Right. I mean, other than the numbers on them. But, it happens to the best of them.
Speed. I mean, it's difficult to expect a driver to both pick out braking markers and concentrate on actually hitting the middle pedal. These guys are not supermen. But we should see Joe hopefully close up the gap on Stefan. Stefan, of course, as you mentioned, struggling with that aero damage on the right front. That will impact him, especially if he's running wide here. Running wide towards the fence, and he's in the fence.
Oh, no.
That's terrible luck.
Oh, I believe he's... Oh, is he going to be able to get out without a tow?
He's reversing around the fence.
Very skillfully. I was almost convinced that he would need a tow, but that's
why
may
he's
be
the
one
number
that...
car.
Right, I think that's one I'm going to put in my memory bank for effective fence removal techniques.
Yeah, also Leandro is back on track now, and he's still on the lead lap, amazingly enough, having taken that fast repair after the turn 1 incident. And last lap was a 1:23.1, which is very impressive pace.
Yes, if he didn't stay stopped for 2 minutes in the middle of this race, he would probably be our leader.
For sure. I mean, he's running now a faster pace than he was setting in qualifying, and I think he's definitely driving with a bit of anger after that initial incident in turn 1. So we'll keep it up. And we're hearing that Straussman is back into 3rd place now. I think he may have had an issue in turn 1. Let's have a look.
Straussman was in the fence.
He was in the fence, of course he was. So Joe Benno is now back in 2nd place after his early turn 1 incident. So to recap, out front, Jorge Cid has a lead of about 30 seconds over Joe Benno, 2nd place, with Stefan Strasserman in 3rd, a further 15 seconds back from him. Evan Brum with the damage is in 4th place, is running about 7 seconds behind Stefan, and Leandro, our former pole sitter, still on the lead lap, but about 25 seconds back from him. So the field is fairly spread out, but I'm certainly not discounting the possibility of any more incidents as we head into the final couple of laps here.
Yeah, let's
absolutely. Let's go on board with the leader here. Here, demonstrating the correct line through the final corner before the banking. You want to stay in, not flirt with that fence at all, and take as shallow line as possible off the banking. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, in these slower cars, that shortest line is usually one of the best.
Yeah, you don't want to upset the balance of the car at all. Keep it just straight and true and maximize your exit speed. As we come up here through the final corner, in the Miata, this is flat. Just have to take as smooth a line as possible, not to try and scrub off running speed. And Jorge giving us a driving masterclass in the front here.
And so I'm sure the driver has his eyes here on the flagman as he extends the white flag. One more to go, on the brakes, down 2 gears.
Jorge here, he knows he's got no pressure from behind. He can afford to be a little bit cautious and just stroke it home here to the finish. Don't put any mechanical stress on the car, and the team will thank him.
Tom, normally we see lap traffic play more. Oh, it's not over yet as our leader touches the grass.
Seems to have gathered it back up.
With his healthy lead here, he should be okay. Oh, I see a car almost rolling. Joe Benno missed.
Benno again, having problems with those pedals. Now driving back the wrong way onto the track. The stewards will definitely be having a word with him after this race.
And as you see up ahead, our former pole sitter, who just a moment ago may have been nearly upside down.
Yeah, he once again flirting with that fence on the outside and managed to spin coming onto the banking and almost flipped the car, as you say. That's a man who's been driving with the anger and perhaps has bitten him. But up front, Jorge Sid coming through turn 4 here to take the checkered flag. It's been a masterful drive we've seen from him and a well-deserved victory.
Oh, and what's wrong there with nice win by Jorge and Kevin Toller coming home? It looks like his car is worse for wear. Yeah, Joe Benno with the strong pace, even though he consistently misses turn 1. Somehow he, without damaging his car, he was able to keep it out front or close to the front for another podium finish.
Well, you don't have to get every corner perfect. That's the rule here, the lesson that we're seeing. As long as you get maybe 60% perfect, then you can still have put together a jolly good race, and that's what Joe's done here.
Maybe it's faster.
Maybe. We don't know. These guys are definitely pushing the envelope for what's acceptable in racing, and this is the new wave of drivers that we're seeing coming through the series at the moment. And I think it's only going to get better from here.
And so Steven Straussman coming across the line to complete our podium. And our last runner, Evan Brum. What a great run by Evan after kind of a slow qualifying effort, but then he showed moments of brilliance before what looked like, as you described it, a common Barrett failure where he just lost all responsiveness from the pedals and the wheel and then crashed into one of the other cars. Sad.
It could happen to the best of us. And I think Evan will be pleased with the 4th place finish after all those trials and tribulations we've seen tonight. But your podium here, Jorge Sid first, Joe Benno second, and Stefan Strasserman in 3rd place, rounding up another excellent episode of Bottom Split Theatre here from the Huge Ass Motorsport team. Alex, any final thoughts?
No, I just glad we saw another wonderful night of racing.
Excellent. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to Mr. Michael Darby for your production and directorship for the evening. And we look forward to seeing you again here next week. Good night.
Mahalo.